Hey guys, welcome back to Budget with a July Dreamer. In today's video, I want to share with you some of the financial books that I have been reading over the last couple of years. These are books that I recommend. I have a lot more. My home is completely filled with books on finances. So I thought, first of all, before we jump into these books, I do a little definition for financial literacy. And there are two definitions that I want to read out to you that I found. One, I found it on Experian.com, and it says financial literacy is the confident understanding of concepts including saving, investing, and debt that leads to an overall sense of financial well-being and trust. Mouthful, but I think we get the gist. But the other definition that I've also stumbled upon that I absolutely love, and it's a Wikipedia one, it defines financial literacy as the possession of the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. And this is so important. And the reason why I've read the second one isn't to say that the first one doesn't really describe what I want to talk about. It really does. But the second one really did capture me more in that it says possession of the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. We have all seen it. People who make zillions of money but are still broke and in debt. This is, I think, down to also not having the right financial knowledge to be able to make the right decisions with the money that they have. I won't claim to have always had financial knowledge. In some aspects, I have had, in that I have seen how my mother managed money. I also saw how my father managed money. But I think in terms of me applying it myself, this is knowledge that I had to acquire through experience and, most importantly, through books. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. And like I said, I have plenty of books, but I chose these 7 specifically for a reason, and we'll discuss those in a minute. So if you're new to my channel, on my channel, I talk about personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving, and investing. And if these topics are of interest to you, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So the first book that I'm going to start off with is How to Save It. Fix Your Finances by Bola So. I absolutely love this book. It's a tiny little gem that is, I believe, about 100 pages, 124 pages in here, and then at the back it gives you a space for notes. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it gives you a space to write down some notes. But it's really such an important book. It is jam-packed, and the idea for this book is to help you fix your finances. So when I'll just go quickly through the content. The content here is, it covers mindset, because mindset is so important. A lot of us fall into our old ways of managing money because the mindset is not right. You need to have the right mindset to be able to manage your money, because it's so easy to fall back into your old ways. But we need to change our mindset. We need to not just be like, oh, I'm not good with money, or no, we need to change that mindset. I may not be good at money, but I'm learning and I'm going to get better. We need that kind of a mindset, not always beating ourselves down. We always have to recognize our deficiency and then work on fixing it. Then it covers the budget. I talk about budgeting here all the time. I share with you every single month how I budget and how I budget for my personal life, for my business, everything. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link up above to a playlist and also in the description bar below. Then it talks about saving, it talks about debt, credit, investing, and wellness. These are all very important topics that this tiny book covers in 124 pages. Highly recommended, especially if you are unsure about finances, if you are looking for somewhere to start that doesn't have too much financial jargon that is just confusing for no good reason. This is the book for you. Highly recommended. Second book that I have is Black Girl Finance. Now, I must preface this by saying this is not just for Black people, but it is written by a Black woman, and it is geared towards our, melanated sisters like myself to talk about money, because a lot of us from our culture, money is not really something we talk about. It is a taboo for most of us. Like, you have heard all of the sayings. Do you have that McDonald's money? Where do you think money grows on trees? And stuff like that. And she really covers that in great detail. I really could see myself in this book as I was reading it. It is so important, and highly recommend. Again, this is, I think, beginner. If you're really new to managing your finances, this is a good book. It's how to manage your money and get excited about your financial future. And again, the content I think is similar to how to save it. So I will just quickly go through. Yes, it does start with money mindset. It covers budgeting. It talks about your net worth, which the other one does not. Your credit score, tackling debt, financial goals, saving, budget, building an emergency fund, investing, and assets. Great book. Absolutely great book, and highly recommend this book for sure. Most of these books, I have written a blog review about them on my website. I'll leave a link to where all of the reviews are if you're interested in checking out my thoughts on them there. The other book which I stumbled upon is not one that I thought I would read, to be honest, and it's Youre Worth, The Ultimate Life Money Plan. This is by Elizabeth Warren, I believe Senator Elizabeth Warren, and her daughter Amelia Warren, Tyke? Apologies for mispronunciation, but I absolutely love this book. And this is where I actually learned the concept of the 50-30-20 budgeting rule, which says 50% should go to your needs, 30% to your wants, and then 20% towards saving and paying off your debt. Incredible book. It is more US centric, and I think it's a good book. I won't lie, it is really a good book, and it's one that I recommend because it does teach a lot about money that is universal. You don't have to be specifically in the US to be able to replicate its teachings, but I will say it is very US centric. So some advices about investing or what have you is more US centric, but you can get the gist. Great book, highly recommend. All of these books, I bought them on Amazon. I don't have any affiliate links, but if you're interested, let me know and I'll leave the links in the description bar below. The I've already done, let's see, we've already done 3 books. We've done 3 books. The 4th book is If You Can, and this one is by the Godfather himself, William J. Bernstein. I apologize for butchering this, but this is how millennials can get rich slowly. I love this tiny book. It is so tiny, and I think how many pages is this book? It is so amazing. It's 43 pages only. But you know what this book does? They say this is the shortest book that would take you the longest to read, because what he does is at the end of each of these books, he recommends another book that you need to read before you move on to the next chapter. It's really incredible. And I've read all of it, but obviously I have to read all of the recommended books before I move on. But it's such a little great book. I absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. Tiny book, but it will take you forever to finish. Why didn't they teach me this in school? 99 personal money management principles to live by. Again, another great book. I literally was sat there reading all of these 99 principles, and I'm just like, why didn't they teach me this at school? Like, seriously, why did they not mention any of this? And this is from a father who just decided to write a book for his kids, which the rest of us are now benefiting from. And the first topic in here made me laugh, but actually afterwards I sat down and I was like, okay, this is so true. Marry the financially right person. How incredible is that? Because this is not something a lot of people talk about, but we all know that the leading cause of divorces is because of money. money problems, people not talking about money and all of that jazz. And this book talks about, you know, the importance of marrying the financially right person for you. You need somebody who we can speak to money about openly, without shame, without judgment. Great book. I would recommend it for, I think, high schoolers as well, college students, university students in the UK. Great book. Highly recommended. The Millionaire Next Door. You guys, I really, sorry, my voice just went up an octave because love this book. I think a lot of us have been sold by the media that millionaires are people that are out here flashing their money, driving the best cars, wearing the designer clothes and what have you. But the research Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko did is actually the opposite. They found that a lot of millionaires are living below their means and making sure their money is working for them. So their money is producing more money, and this is how they stay rich, because living below their means, investing everything else in income generating assets. Highly recommend. You might not even know it, but you may be living next door to a millionaire, because first of all, they don't exactly live in Bel Air or all of those expensive places. No, they may be living down the street from you. They may have not a beat up car, but an old car that just still looks new up to this day, because they believe in taking care of their vehicles. You know, everything that they spend money on, it's been saved for, it's been thought about, it's been absolutely planned for. Highly recommended. The next one is The Millionaire Teacher. This book actually helped me to decide how I was going to invest my money. Absolutely love this book. So this one is the 9 Rules of Wealth You Should Have Learned in School. So similar to Why Didn't They Teach Me This in School, but this one is more focused on investing, how this teacher became a millionaire. Literally such an important book. I remember I was invested in funds that were charging me a lot of money, with brokerages that were charging me a lot of money. I hadn't thought about it much. I just thought, well, I'm investing in the stock market. But did you know that there's a right way and a wrong way of investing in the stock market? I certainly did not. I just thought, you know, stock market, choose one of the most popular companies, invest in one of the most popular stocks or funds or what have you. This book taught me to think about the fees as well, choosing the right brokerage, because if you think about it, £100 today invested today may not seem like a big deal if the charge is 1%. That £100, if it grows thanks to compounding interest, grows and becomes 100,000. All of a sudden, 1% of 100,000 is a problem to pay in fees. This book was the book for me that taught me the importance of looking both at investing with the right brokerage, secondly, investing in index funds, not thinking about investing in stocks. Prior to reading this book, I had only invested in one company, and that was the company I worked for. And in my case, it worked out better in that the company I worked for got sold. We all got to make huge profits, but that doesn't always work. It's a 1 in a gazillion chances of something like that happening. So definitely recommend this book for beginner investors, even if you are a bit of a pro, but with investing, to be honest, some of it is speculative anyway, but highly recommend this book. So these are the books that I recommend. I've got a lot more that I can recommend if you're interested, but for now, these are the books where I have picked up a lot of financial knowledge, financial literacy that has helped me and made me better with my money. I now know what I'm supposed to do with the money that I have, how to make more money, and when I have more money, how to make sure that money continues to make more money for me. Definitely recommend these books. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.